Hi there, students. This is a demonstration on Art Show Prep. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on Art Show Prep here. And what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to be coming up with brainstorming 2 sentences that describe your artwork for the Art Show project. And so here's an overview of what you're going to do. The elements and principles of design are here. And you're choosing a project and practicing writing 2 sentences. You'll have a partner check, and you will write your final sentences on a little white slip of paper, and we'll do the rest of the stuff later. But you're basically going to be choosing your 2 projects that you're going to choose between, so your first choice and your second choice, and writing sentences for those. This is a finished example right here, okay? And then down here it says preparing to impress others. So you're choosing a project, you're practicing, you're writing 2 description sentences using 2 art terms correctly, and these are the requirements. 2 art terms, correct grammar, punctuation, spelling, 2 sentences, and an explanation with a why or a because. What is going on in your head? So I will explain that in just a second. Again, here are the art terms. Okay, and here are some sentence starters that will help you determine how to write those actual sentences. Okay, so for 7th grade, you already got this paper yesterday. You should have written your name up here. And then on the back, you should have split it in half and written project 1, project 2. So these are your 2 choices that you think you've done the best on. And you're going to be writing some information here on your papers while I go through this, okay? So we have 3 different projects to choose from. We have the animal project, we have the tree project, and we have the still life, okay? Now, let's take a look right here, 7th grade art term help. This is going to help you decide which of these art terms you can use to write in your sentences. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. So if you chose animal pottery, on the back of your page, you need to write down 2 of these art terms that will best describe your artwork. If you chose crosshatch tree, you need to choose 2 of these. And if you chose the still life, you need to write 2 of these down. Now, how do you choose which ones to use? Well, I'm going to go back to my other page here, and I'm going to click on the animal project, okay? So some of those other art terms that we have on there may not apply to your specific project. So one of the words on there is contrast, and you need to make sure that your animal actually shows contrast. This gray and this blue really don't contrast each other because they're about the same value. So let's look at one that has more contrast. This one has more contrast. The red pops out against the blue. This one doesn't have contrast here, but it has contrast on this leg and inside here. I'm not sure this is how you want it to look, because this is really messy, and I wouldn't really write about contrast because I don't think it's done very well. This one has nice contrast between this color, this color, and then these more pale colors for the whale. On the tree project, we talked about value, we've talked about line, we've talked about shape, we've talked about space. There's all sorts of things. You need to write down what works for you in your project. So if you did a really nice job drawing out the tree, I would write about line or space on how you shaded it in, and it's you have the tree filled in, and it shows a negative space, a shadow, or excuse me, a silhouette for the tree. And then we have value, talking about dark, medium, and light values. So there's all sorts of things you can write about with this. Okay, with the still life, there's all those art terms to write about. There's texture, so this wood and this vase or this pitcher, they have 2 different textures. We have lots of different values in here. We have shape and line. And then this actually shows form because it's curved around. Now, if you made your objects look flat, by shading them straight across, you're not going to get form. So you're not going to be able to use that word. If you made things pop out, you can use the word contrast with value. So there's all sorts of ways you can use those art terms together. Once you've figured out your 2 art terms, you want to make sure that you're getting 2 sentences and a reason why. So what's going on in your head? Okay. So you can use any of these sentence starters or your own to come up with a really good description for your project. So you could say, I chose this project to display because I think that my lobster has really nice contrast between the red and the light blue, period. That's one sentence. Then I could say, I am proud of myself because creating the form of the animal was very difficult, and I think that it turned out really nice when I was attaching things, period. And you're done. 2 sentences, that's it. Okay, you have to have 2 art terms, correct grammar, punctuation, spelling, 2 sentences, and a reason why. Down here, I have 4 examples of okay descriptions as well as really good descriptions. Some of them have all the pieces, some of them don't. Okay, so you can read through those to see what works. Do not copy them. Obviously, I will know where you got them from. Okay, and so today for this, you need to choose a project, practice writing your 2 description sentences using 2 art terms, do the requirements, use the art terms, okay? Use the sentence starters. You can use the art term help. And you're going to be filling in a title of artwork, your name, your grade, your star ends up being homeroom teacher, cross off rotation, and this is where you write your 2 sentences, okay? So this is going to be your first choice right here. This one is your second choice. So on project 1, you're going to write those art terms you want to write about. Project 2, same thing. And then you're going to fill in the information here. Title of artwork means that you come up with your own title. Okay, it's not called tree project or animal project. You come up with your own title for that. Okay? And then you're going to go ahead and just hand that paper in, and then I will look at that on Monday. Good luck, students.